Hey, this is Pete with BananaHobby.com. In the next few minutes, I'm going to run you through what is called a bind process. Many of the radios that come with our aircrafts and our products nowadays come on what's called 2.4 gigahertz. In the event that you need to rebind your transmitter to your receiver, these are the steps to take in order to rebind your transmitter and receiver. What that means is getting your transmitter to read the signal coming from your receiver so that your product communicates together. We have various transmitters laid out here from all of our different products. So what I'm going to do is run each individual 2.4 gigahertz transmitter and its bind process in a closer view for you guys, so you guys can use this video as a tutorial on how to rebind your 2.4 radios. Most of these will be made by either Blitz RC Works, Topfire, or Arttech. And keep in mind, when you guys get your receivers inside the aircrafts, the antennas are usually pretty short. Some of them are extremely short, 1.5 inches. That's normal. They are not on FM anymore, so there's no long antenna. They are very short. They're self-contained, so they're inside the aircraft. The antenna doesn't need to be outside or anything like that. They can come with a little antenna as an inch long here, or some, like the Topfire, will come with one receiver with a little bit longer antenna, and then a satellite receiver that's got another antenna on it. Different variations of these radios have different receivers, so all of them function the same. The bind process will be different, so I'm going to run you guys through what these bind processes. Okay, this is your bind process for the Blitz RC Works JE0101 transmitter. This transmitter can come in your 4-channel function or a 5-channel or a 6-channel. So if you have a Blitz RC Works JE0101, this is the bind process for this transmitter and receiver. Okay, and your receiver here will look like this. It is a Blitz RC Works JE0198, and that's what the receivers look like. And take note, on the receiver there is a small little button up here, and it reads frequency button. Little thing in yellow right there, so it reads frequency button. And it's a little button that depresses with an audible click. If you can't get your finger in there, you can use a little pen, tip of a pen or something like that to get in there. And that's what we're going to use to bind this system. Okay, systems become unbinded for unknown reasons. Sometimes it's because you unplug your, sometimes it's because you shut off your aircraft first and then it becomes unbinded. But either way, the bind processes are extremely easy, they're extremely short, and it'll get you guys back in the air in no time flat. So this is extremely simple. We're going to go ahead and run you through the bind process. It's very easy. Always make sure before you rebind that your throttle stick here and the throttle trim here, these two are set down to the lowest position. Okay, so that when it does become binded, it doesn't take off on you and it's not becomes a hazard or anything like that. So be careful with that and keep your throttle and the trim down in the lowest position before you bind. Okay, right now I've got some mock equipment here from the internals of an aircraft laid out here on the table on the counter here to give you guys a visual idea of what it looks like when it becomes binded. Okay, the ESC will always remember to plug the ESC into the channel number 3 position here, and on the receiver, most of the time it's going to be plugged in there for you already. If it's not plugged to ESC, which is a speed control, to the motor, that's going to be plugged into channel number 3 or the THR or the THRO channel on the receiver. And then once that's plugged in, we're going to go ahead and plug in a couple of mock servos here to show you guys what it looks like once the system has been binded. Very simple process here. Right now, everything's turned off. Your aircraft is not plugged in, and the transmitter is in the off position as well. So right now we got the LiPo here. What we're going to do is we're going to plug the battery into the LiPo into the aircraft. And what's going to happen here is the receiver will pick up no signal right now whatsoever because the transmitter is in the off position. Okay, this is the bind mode. So what we're going to do now is that little button on here, press it down and keep it pressed down, and you'll notice that the little red LED light on here will start blinking. So we're going to press the little button there. Okay, here we go. It's pressed in. And now, as you can see there, there's a red LED there that's starting to blink. Okay, at that time you can let go of that and it stops blinking. So you have that amount of time to get the transmitter turned on. So now we're going to press it one more time, and once it starts blinking, quickly turn on the transmitter. Once the transmitter is turned on, it's going to send a signal over here, and all of a sudden, it reads each other here now, and that light on your JE0198 receiver becomes solid red. As you can see there, it's solid red. Once it's solid red, you are game on, golden, go fly, have some fun. And I'm going to wiggle the sticks for you here, and you can see that the servos are operating here, and it is in bind mode, and everything is ready to go. And we can power up here, and you have motor here as well. So it's pretty much ready to go. And that is your bind process for the JE0 or the JE0101 transmitter made by Blitz RC Works and your JE0198 receiver. Once it's done binding, always remember when you go to unplug your aircraft and shut it off, never shut the transmitter off first. Go ahead and unplug the aircraft. Okay, we disconnect the battery from there, and it's now safe to turn off your transmitter. And once you follow those steps, usually these things don't come unbinded. And that is your bind process. Have fun, happy flying, and we'll see you guys on the web.